Welcome back to Fire to Fork and welcome to episode 2 of Pub Classics. I put on my Instagram a little while ago a poll for everyone to, ask questions for everyone to tell me what they order at a pub. I got a ton of responses and I got a ton of good meals to cook. So today we're going to do a steak sandwich. I have done a steak sandwich before, but I've tweaked it a bit and I think I've made it better. And the reason I've picked this one first is because I went to a mate's house, Lewis. Shout out to Lewis. He cooked me the best steak sandwich I've had in ages, and there were a couple of little tricks that I just loved, and I was like, I need to integrate this into my meals now. So look, there are some non-negotiables about steak sandwiches, but there's some cool stuff about it. So it's not going to be changing anything too dramatically. So let's get started with caramelized onion. Onion? Go to a little pan. No, I'm going to go big pan because I'm going to put bacon in there later as well. For reference, this is a 10-inch pan. So it's a little OXO Outdoor 10-inch. I use the 8 and the 10. Weirdly enough, I thought I'd use the 10 more and I use the 8 more. It's quite useful having a small pan when you're cooking. Again, that's because I'm usually cooking for myself. Do the caramelized onion first because it takes the longest. Now, this time I've actually remembered. Slice the bloody onion. Don't dice it because we want rings. I haven't been to this spot in ages. If anyone knows where this is, please don't tell anyone. It's already too bloody popular. Fire went through, as you can see, so it's quite stripped back. And burnt my mate's farmhouse down, which is absolutely bloody awful. Don't worry, it's winter now. It's completely safe for me to cook here, and there's also very little fuel on the ground. So, a little touch of oil in there. Love this setup. So yeah, as you can see, no caravan today, no... I'm going with more basic gear today. Not that my setup's ever really basic, but a more stripped back, because it's been a while. I kind of felt like just getting out for the day and doing a, simple cook out of the back of the Prado. Red wine vinegar, by the way. Pepper, touch of salt, and a little tiny bit of sugar. I'm just going to use brown sugar because it's the one in front of me. So probably like a teaspoon of sugar, kind of thing. Not too much. You don't want the onion goes sweet anyway, so you don't want to overdo it. But it's kind of counteract the red wine vinegar, or just use balsamic vinegar, which has a bit of sugar in it. Just don't have any. All right, just gonna put that in the fire slowly. We're gonna give that heaps of time on a pretty low heat, so there's no kind of mad rush to do anything else. All I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna give that 10 minutes before I even start anything else. Now this is a little trick that my mate taught me that I really, really like. And it's, you get an avo. Yes, I know I've cut this the wrong way, but don't worry. So I just want that. Oh, I need a bowl. Now, I don't have a spoon on me because I didn't bring I'll probably do have a spoon somewhere in there. Anyway, bit of avo in there. I don't know the exact proportions. You always keep that back with the original bit. Protects it. Then you get some aioli. So probably like half almost. And you mix that up to be like a sort of a homogeneous thing. Oh, it's so good. Aioli. Yeah, call it aioli. That's that done. Tomato, I always like to slice my tomato a bit in advance because I like to salt it. So you put a bit of salt in there, it draws some of the moisture out and makes it taste heaps better. Something I actually just forgot is you should put some liquid in there, so I'm actually going to put a little bit of beer in there. Beer onions are delicious. It's amazing the difference that bit of liquid in there will make. But just water's fine, or stock or whatever, but water's fine. It makes them heaps juicier, and they cook better, slower. So it's been about 10 minutes, and I've got this extremely fatty, streaky bacon here, that I'm going to put in with it, on top. Looks a bit weird, but water and bacon go well, and that's going to render out the fat, slowly cook the bacon, and get bacon flavour into those caramelized onions, which is going to be freaking delicious. Okay, chips are a necessity. Even though this is going to be a gigantic sandwich I can't finish in one go, still going to have chips on the side. A little bit of oil, and chuck that in the fire. Those caramelized onions look incredible. Holy shit. I'll pull that off in a minute. And I can start cranking this fire. Now that these don't need to be... Oh, that looks so good. Start cranking this fire, getting ready for the steak. So what I'll do is I'll crank it away from the caramelized onions. These are the perfect thickness, sort of a little bit thinner than your wrist, to get the fire cranking in a short period of time. But that'll actually stay hot. Oh, yum. I think those are done. Looks incredible. Get that bacon out. That's definitely done. Look at that. Probably go a little bit browner on that. May as well get my roll ready. Ooh. Ooh, ants. Ants are attacking my steak. This is bad. So I've just salt and peppered this steak beforehand. They can keep the plate. That can live there for a bit. Yeah, salt and peppered it before, so it's kind of dry brining for a bit. Leave it out, get to room temperature. It's good. Okay, these chips are getting browned. So I think that means, yeah, we've got a couple more minutes to go, which means I can do the steak. This is the thing with the small pan, is I can use a lot less oil than if I was trying to get some sort of depth of oil in a big pan. So I've only got about 1/2 centimetre of oil in there. So it's probably 100 mils. I don't know what that is in freedom units, sorry. Yeah, they're all good. Put that to the side so they stay warm. Oh, how good. Steak time. Tons of heat on that steak, as much as you can get really. Start getting my ducks in a row for assembly. I've done a comparison on all the ways to cook steak. So we use like pans, straight on the fire, grills, all that kind of stuff, cast iron, and the best is straight over a high heat source on a grill, by far. With as much steak being exposed to the heat, not metal. That's why I move it around a bit as well, because grill marks are just bits of burnt steak. You want the sear to be in between the grill marks, not on the grill marks. All right, looks good to me. I'm gonna let that rest in some bacon juice for a bit. All right, whew. Let's start assembling this thing. So first up, really should have brought a knife, but I didn't, like a butter knife. Oof. The Aioli. Tomato. Oh, this is so good. Oh crap, I've forgotten something. Hot. Still hot. 4 seconds later. Fred, leave it. Go away. Icing on the cake. Oh, and some shell. They can cook while I quickly prep this. Okay, steak is cooked perfectly. Well, sorry, cooked to my liking. God, people, yeah, it's quite interesting when you hear people who like get angry when I say I think perfect steak is medium rare and there's no other option. But I do. Oh, look at that. Now, caramelized onion, bacon, green stuff. Oh man, come on. Let's get this more structurally sound. This looks so good already. You always salt and pepper your chips, by the way. I think, anyway. I remember once Fred was hanging around when I was cooking steak and I let it rest and all the meat juices dripped all over his head, the back of his head, and that was fine. And then the next day we left and it was a long drive home and I got out of the car and I got back into the car and I was like, what is that smell? It kind of had crept up on us in the car and it was all rotting like meat juice in the back of his fur. It was foul. Alrighty. Oh, stop it. Just stop it. Gratuitous B-roll, cross-section, the whole lot. Let's do this. Alrighty, let's try this thing. Oh, I love a steak singer. Usually poorly done at pubs. Cheap steak, overcooked. Rarely sliced up like this. Should always be sliced up. It shouldn't ever be a whole steak. That is melt in the mouth. I tell you what, this stuff makes it. The areola. Chips. Chips and Aioli. Just delicious. Well, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. And thanks, mate. Appreciate the recipe. This is awesome. Comment down below what your order is at the pub. And who knows, I might just make it for you. Cheers. Oh, I wanted to bring a pint glass, but I forgot. Does it go well with beer? Oh, match made in heaven. Made for it. Whoop. Shit. Ooh. See ya.